Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 8 of A Summer with AI. Yes, that means we have been together for 2 months. If you've missed any episodes, you can go ahead and go over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sons of Technology, and you can see all of the past episodes there. And if you like them, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll let you know every single time that we are going live on the air. Also, if you want to connect with me, my name is Joe Marquez. You can find me on the Twix and the Insta at Joe Marquez70, or if you are on LinkedIn, you can find me at Joe-Marquez on there as well. I'd love to connect. I'd love to say hello. We have a few things for you today. One is we always add our resources to our show notes, and you can find all those at bit.ly/Joe_AI, and that's it constantly gets updated each and every day. And if you'd like to see a product or an AI tool featured on here, if you have a tool that you absolutely love and like others need to know about this, or if you've made an AI tool that you would like me to showcase, please go on to our forum at Summer with AI and let us know. Also, if there's something you'd like us to cover, you can ask that there as well. But a couple of things for you. We do a lot of great stuff here on this show. I think so. And one of them was on episode 6, and we showcased Suno, which is a tool that creates music from prompts and music of any style. And I showcased how you can use it in your classroom by taking content and turning it into a song, or students can take their notes and turn it into a memorable song so they can remember the content. And Suno has graciously created an invite code for us. So if you go to suno.com/invite/@LLMs, that was my handle, large language models, LLMs, and you join through that link. After you've made 10 songs for free, you get 250 credits to make more. That's a lot, everybody. And so go ahead and try it out. It doesn't cost you a dime. I don't pay for it. And so go on, check it out. It's a really cool tool that you can definitely use for school. And last thing I want to share with you is that we have some new gear. That's right. People are always asking me, Joe, where can I get a Sons of Technology shirt? Or, hey, I love your on mute shirts. How can I get that? So we've actually created some gear for you. So if you head on over to gear.edtecharmy.com. We now have shirts available for you. You could and the shirts are $20 for smalls through XLs, a little bit more for double X's and triple X's. And within the continental United States, that's our continental 48 states, shipping is free. With that $20. So we have lots of different shirts. People are asking about them, and we thought we would provide you with them as well. All right, so all of those shameless plugs are over. Let's go ahead and get started on what we're going to be looking at today. All right, so Google has been king of search for a very, very long time. And so that means this screen over here should look very familiar to you, right? It's time to get started. And we would come over here and we would do our search. So let's do a quick search. How do we know whales used to walk? And so we click on it. It takes us to a very normal screen that we are so used to seeing. And it gives us this little summary from this web page, but it really doesn't give us much, right? We have to come in here and go through and check out all these websites and all these videos. It indexes them for us, right? But it doesn't give us all the information we want in one fell swoop. So, before I was like, oh, I'm going to get this this extension called Cider, AI Cider, and it does that for you. It takes what's on the page and then gives you links of where to find more, but it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do, especially when we're talking about research or planning in the education space. And so to me, Google is not there anymore for more than just quick searches and quick links. We need more from our search. And I think that's where Perplexity AI comes into play. I truly want to show you a few of these things here because there's a lot going on on this page. So first off, I'm going to be showing you the the free version. Okay, I'm going to show you the free version right here, and I'm going to show you some cool things that it does. All right. So first, if I log in for free, it has my name down here. Notice I'm not using the pay version. I'm going to jump in here to my settings. Okay, under my settings, it asks you about, what appearance do you want? Do you want the light or do you want the dark? What language preference do you have? What is your username? But here's the thing. Sometimes we don't want our data to be given to the algorithm so that it's trained. You can turn that off if you want. I have no problem helping give my part to the AI and train. There is Perplexity Pro. There's tons of things you can do in Perplexity Pro, such as you can choose the AI model, the large language model that it utilizes during the search process, right? You can use the new Claude 3, GPT-4o, Meta's Llama version. You can do all that stuff. And it also creates images for you with their default image creator or Dolly. It does all these cool things. I'm not going to show them to you because you have to pay for it. And I always want to show you things you can do now and get through. Okay, so that's underneath your account page. But what I wanted to show you is this profile page. This profile page, you can give a little bit about yourself to the tool, and it will start tiering the responses to who you are. If you're an educator, it'll tier it towards giving you education responses. If you're a student, it'll gear it towards student responses. If it's a student for 8th grade or 4th grade, it'll lower the Lexile level of its responses to meet the needs of those grade levels. And also, it asks for your location so that it can give you location-specific responses. And then it actually gets on here and starts asking you questions a little bit more about you based upon you introducing yourself, so it gets to know you. It is truly a personalized now search engine tiered towards you and your likes and your preferences. It's pretty neat. So I wanted to show this to you because a lot of times people don't click on the cogwheel and see what else is available. They just use it. I wanted to show you under your profile, you can come in here and you can give yourself your AI profile so that it tiers the responses to who you are. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you right there. All right, next, here's our home screen. So notice, again, if we go back to our Google, how do we know whales used to walk? I'm going to use the exact same question here, and I'm going to pose that right over here to our Perplexity, right? So, and then here's a couple other things I want to show you real quick. I can do my search right here, okay? But I can also focus my search. So I could focus it on all across the internet. I could focus it on only published academic papers. If it's a math question or a computational question, I can use Wolfram Alpha. If I just want to find videos, I can select videos. If I want it to help in the writing process, well, I'll tell you, I wouldn't use this for the writing process. I would go to ChatGPT personally. But I wanted to show you, it shows you how you can focus these things. And then also you can attach. You can attach images to ask questions about it, text, PDFs. In the free version, it only allows you to do 3 per day. Okay, but I wanted to show that to you. I'm not going to click on the focus, but I just wanted to show you that focus is there. So I'm going to ask that question that we just asked. How do we know whales used to walk? And I'm going to hit that search button right there. And when it comes up, you can see that it has sources like Google had, right? It has sources, it has links to different locations that Google has, but here it gives you a summarized answer of what you're exactly looking for after it has gone through all the websites to find that information for you. And here's the kicker, okay? It attaches where it found that information, right? And so it gives you those footers. It gives you those notes, those citations. Now you can click on it just like you would click on a link over here on your Google engine. You can click on it over here and it will give you where it found that information. right there. I love it because it aggregates the data into a summary for you so you have a better understanding, and then plus gives you the links of where to go. And then it allows you to ask follow-up questions. So I asked about whales. I can say, is this the same for dolphins? Right? So I did a follow-up question. Is this the same for dolphins? And it based upon the question I asked and the answer it gave and the follow-up question, it comes in here and answers that question for you. Again, this is using a default large language model, right, like ChatGPT. So it still is prone to providing, maybe some wrong answers or false facts. Okay, so you still want to be going through the strategies we learned in the earlier episodes of A Summer with AI, where the human should be at the beginning, the middle, and the end. You should always be assessing, right, the responses to ensure that they are correct. But the great thing is, as you're assessing, you can actually go to the websites that it has given you to make those assessments, right? So it's showing you where it found that information, so you can go and double search for that. Here's another cool thing about this. I can click on these three little dots and I can add it to a collection, right? So I'm going to click on, here's a new collection. This new collection is going to be called Evolution. Okay. The description is different information on the evolution of species. Okay. And then here's this app. Give some instructions for this thread, and I can say for this thread, please provide a summary in the form that an 8th grade student will understand. And it's going to be added for all the things that you create from this collection. So I'm going to hit create. Here we go. So now I have a collection here for evolution, right? And so I can come in here and I can see my collection, my evolution collection, and it's here. And every time I ask a question, it will now save it as a thread. And it will answer it in how I asked it to be asked, right? So now I can say, please help me understand the evolution of the horse, right? And remember how we asked it to respond. It wants the answer in a form that an 8th grade student would understand, and it will provide that answer as we go through. Right? And here's what's cool. It's giving me a key, the evolutionary changes. It gives it to me in an easy format to understand all the way down. Again, it's added it to my evolution collection. So if I go back to my evolution collection, you can see that as my thread, I have how do we know whales used to walk? And then next, please help me understand the evolution of the horse, right? It's all right there. I can click back on it and continue the conversation of this research. If I want to focus on videos, I can select search videos, and it will find me videos on the internet that meets my needs right here. And then here is another really cool thing about this. Let's say that I've curated a collection of research that now I want to share with my students. I can click share. Right? It's shareable or secret, right? It's shareable. I can grab the link right here. I can add contributors. I can invite fellow teachers from my department to add to this curated collection of searches, right? Students can do this in groups all the way through. The possibilities are endless with Perplexity. Right. And so I can grab this link over here. OK, and then I can hand that off to to a student. So let's say that I have a student over here, and the student grabs my link right here, and they just click on that link, and it takes them right to my threaded collection. Notice it's a threaded collection. They can't add to the collection. This is your collection, but you're providing the links. It's almost like a curated link of websites, except it's not websites. It is questions that you asked, and then sources, and then summaries. You could actually create a curated collection in which it creates a personalized textbook for you. Again, the possibilities are endless with what you can use this in Perplexity, right? And here's the cool thing. You don't have to do this alone, because again, you can hit share and you can add contributors to this. And then, so your fellow teachers in your PLC or in your department can add to this collection and hand it out to the students that can see the collection but can't add to it. But they can ask follow-up questions. What about zebras? Or let's not do zebras. What about giraffes? Now I'm going to hit that button, and look, it's following up to my curated question about horses, but it's not adding to my curated collection that I handed out to the class, right? And so you've started the research for the students, and they are finishing the research with follow-up questions, right? This is great scaffolding and having students learn how to do research all the way through, right? Again, it is so cool the way this works. And then look, it saves your collections over here in your library, and you can see over here to the side, if I hover over evolution, the little squares that create a square, that means it's a collection. And if I just see paper stacked on one another, that is just a standalone search that I had done, which might be underneath a collection, but it might not be. For example, I clicked on that evolution one, and I can see that evolution is at the top as part of the collection. But over here, write a story based on me, it's not part of a collection, but I could add it to a collection, right? I can search images right over here off to the side if I wanted to, right? And here's one that I did earlier. Can you please tell me about the educator, Joe Marquez from Clovis, California? And you can see it has all the resources, from my LinkedIn to when Remind did a story about me, to the Google EDU directory. It goes on LinkedIn, and so it finds my current job, my previous jobs, my education, my background, my career highlights. All of these things are here. And I can add that to a collection about me if I wanted to. It's truly an amazing advancement on what search can be. Curated search, collectible search, right? But here's the kicker that I wanted to share with you. If you did the pro, instead of just collections, you can actually create almost like a blog from the articles that you had found, right? For example, DeepMind's new model creates soundtracks, okay? So I can click on this. This was curated by a team, but it looks like a web page. And on this web page, I can share it out and then ask follow-up questions. It's an interactive, curated web page, but it's built off of Perplexity. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to go into how you do this because I don't have the pro version, and I'm not asking you to pay $20 a month for the pro version. Everything that I've shown you today is part of the free version. And I think it's absolutely amazing of what this can do. If you are still utilizing, just Google for search, you're missing out. I implore you. I beg of you, please try Perplexity.ai out. It will change the way you search. It'll change the way you curate your search. It'll change the way you share your searches. And here's the cool thing. There's no ads, right? So like, if you do a traditional search on Google, it has like, ad sponsored. Like, is that truly the top search or did somebody pay for that? And with Perplexity, it's truly the top searches. Now, couple things. I don't know how Perplexity is indexing the internet. I don't know which version is their defaulted large language model that they're using. I can do some more search and figure it out, but in the pay version, you can decide what that is. Okay, those are all the things that you can do when we're looking at it. One last thing. Let me go back to the page. One last thing here. If you look at the bottom, there's a little playground button, and if you click on the playground, it takes you to Perplexity Labs. And it's almost like ChatGPT, but the cool thing is you can play around with some of these different models and see how the different models are responding to your questions, so that you can see that not every large language model is the same. And then you can see how fast the responses come in from this. It's just a neat little playground that you want to do. A lot of people don't know that button is down there, and I wanted to share that with you because, hey, this is a summer with AI, and we're here to play. We're here to have fun. So that was great. I hope if you've been using Perplexity AI, I hope I did it service. If you've never used Perplexity.ai, hopefully I showed you a new tool that can truly transform the way that you curate web searches from now on, and hopefully I got some juices flowing for you on how maybe you want to see yourself curate these responses that you can share with your students. It's pretty neat. So there's still a lot of summer left. I hope you've started your summer. If not, I hope it is coming to an end. The summer is coming to a beginning, and your school year is coming to an end. The 24-25 school year is going to be absolutely bonkers with what is unveiled at ISTE here in a few weeks, and beyond. And if you have not been provided professional development on AI in your school district, I hope that I can play some small part in helping you truly understand what it is, and have you feel comfortable and confident in its use in your professional career. But once the age limits are hitting your classroom, hopefully you become confident that your students can use it correctly as well. So until we meet again, my name is Joe Marquez. Don't forget that we do have that offer for Suno right down here. If you've never tried it, check out episode 6 and then use suno.com/invite/@LLMS. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget that we also have our AI gear, our EdTech Army gear available for you. Lots of great options for you to check out there. And, hit me up on the socials and let's chat. I hope you have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day.